Wonderful day here in Springdale. We're excited. Thank you for being here for this exciting time. I'm going to briefly welcome some folks that are here that I want to be sure and recognize. Then I'll have some brief remarks. I hope Walter's going to have a few things to say. We'll see, and then we'll transition this pretty quickly. But thank you for being here. This is a very exciting day for Springdale. I'm Mayor Doug Sprouse. I'd like to take a moment to welcome some of our folks that I know are here that I've seen. If I miss somebody, I'm sorry, but some of our elected officials. I know that I've seen at least 3 of our city council, Jim Reed, Rick Evans, and Rick Culver, and if I'm missing anyone else, I apologize. We also have some of our state legislators here. We have Senator Uvalde Lindsay. Wave, Uvalde. Thank you, sir. Right beside him, Representative Robin Lundstrom. And I know we've got State Senator Lance Eads right over here. Lance. And an added treat, a special treat, with us today, a great friend of the state of Arkansas and certainly Northwest Arkansas, Senator John Bozeman. Senator, thank you for being here. And before I get started with my remarks, which are going to be brief, I asked Senator Bozeman if he'd like to say anything. He didn't plan on saying anything, but I know senators are always ready, and I know this is important to him or he wouldn't be here, and we really appreciate him being here. So Senator Bozeman, if you'd like to come at this time, please address our crowd. Thank you.
When I was elected to Congress, I used to go around with Governor Huckabee. He said there was a little-known scripture tucked away, a little-known beatitude. Blessed are the brief, for they will be invited back. So I do want to be very brief. And I'm really here as your senator, former congressman from this area, but also just as a guy that grew up in Arkansas and has spent a lot of time in Northwest Arkansas. And just tell you how proud I am of the community, how proud I am of Mr. Turnbow and all that he represents. When I was at the University of Arkansas, Coach Broyles, in fact, if he were here today speaking, he would always talk about there's 2 kinds of people. There's givers and there's takers. Nobody represents any better the definition of a giver than Mr. Turnbow. I also have great respect for people that can look at an area like this and then turn it into something so beautiful and so nice that the community is going to enjoy for a long, long time to come. So thank you for all of your hard work. Thank you for making this possible. Congratulations to you, Mr. Turnbow, for all that you've done. And we really do appreciate you and your family very, very much. Thank you.
Well, I'm just going to give you a brief history here. This is back when I was in junior high, about 69 or 70. This was Spring Creek was all put in a box culvert, and I was talking with someone earlier. You know, since that time, no one has really gotten to stand where we are. It's all been covered up, and there were a couple of buildings where many of you stand. But then I got to thinking about that, and actually, after this was covered up, I was down here a little bit. I wasn't supposed to be, so it's nice to be here when it's all opened up. We had some of our friends we've been under all of downtown when we were kids, but this is such a beautiful area and such a great job. You know, we had some issues with, I'm not going to get into names, but with some original contractor. And then somebody came riding in on a white horse, and it was Sam Hollis and Milestone Construction. They came in and shortly after the first of the year began this project, and not only did they pick up where the other contractor left off, they had to redo about 90% of what the other contractor had done. And I can't say enough about Sam and his staff and his team, all the great folks and the subs that work with Milestone Construction just did an amazing job. This is not an easy project to do, and they did a tremendous job. And let's give them a hand one more time. Wouldn't have been possible without the funding of the Walton Family Foundation. They saw the vision. They're interested in downtowns as well as many other aspects of cities here in northwest Arkansas and around the state. And they funded this project, and we're very thankful to the Walton Family Foundation and all the work they do in northwest Arkansas, and certainly for this project here in Springdale. Join me in thanking the Walton Family Foundation. Now I want to introduce the man who we're here to celebrate today, the man whom this park is named after, Walter Turnbow. Having grown up in Springdale, I knew about Walter a long time before I knew Walter. He was one of those names that I always heard and knew was involved in the community. And I'll not go through all the different areas that Walter's life has touched, but whether you're talking about education or health care or business, community, economic development, Walter served for years on our old Industrial Commission, and which is now the Public Facilities Board, where Walter still serves. But I'm not going to talk about all that. I'm just going to talk about, let's pick up where Walter was probably in his late 80s. And because that's where I came on the scene as mayor, and found a true supporter and friend in Walter Turnbow. Not for my sake, but for the City of Springdale's sake. He has been a true driver in this revitalized downtown that we're beginning to see come to light. Walter, when he's passionate about something, he won't let you go. And Walter, I got to tell you, there were times I dreaded seeing you because I knew he was going to light me up about something. But I appreciate him so much. With Walter today is his wife Clara and his daughter Terry. And Karen could not be here today, but we know also that Walter's involvement and his ability to do so much for the City of Springdale his whole life wouldn't have been possible without the support of his family. So let's thank Walter and his family. And Walter, if you're ready, I'm going to turn the microphone over to you and let you say a few things, all right?
What I like about Springdale is the opportunities that it's given me over the past 70 years. It has given me a good place to live, a place to raise my kids, to educate them, to give them a good education, and I appreciate the fact that it has given me a good living over the years and a good place to live. It's not what I've done for Springdale, it's what it's done for me and the other people here to make it a good place for us to live. I thank all of you for coming today.
Well, before we're going to hear a song and then take a few photos, and then I'll tell you about our transition here in just a moment. But we're in for a treat right now. Claire Fossey is here as part of the cast of the Arts Center of the Ozarks production of Kiss Me Kate, which will be performing July 14th through 23rd at the Arts Center. So, Claire, it's all yours. Thank you.
If tomorrow all the things were gone, I'd work for all my life, and I had to start again with just my family by my side. I thank my lucky stars to be living here today, 'cause the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died and gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston, from New York to LA. There's pride in every American heart. Time to stand and stay. That I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died and gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. It's a land, God bless the USA.
There's a couple more people I just want to be sure, or groups that I want to be sure we recognize, because downtown wouldn't be where it is without our Downtown Springdale Alliance and our Chamber of Commerce. Both work together very well to help move forward with the business community and with advocates for downtown. Kelly Sire, Kelly Wave. Kelly is the executive director of the Downtown Springdale Alliance, and she actually did a lot to get this ready today, and we appreciate Kelly so much and all that she does and all the DSA does. And you saw Perry earlier, and of course Bill and other chamber members. Where's Perry? Right here. Perry, thank you for your continued support and work in Springdale and for that great organization you lead. We're going to transition now. I hope you'll spend some time in downtown today. There are a few things open, I'm sure, and walk down to East Emma and see the streetscape and the great new, I see Archie and Heather here, and the great new Tyson office building that's going to be completed, I think, this fall, and so many other things that are coming to downtown Springdale that are so exciting. What we're going to do right now, I hope all of you can join us across Johnson Avenue up by the American Legion building, and you'll see the new Fallen Veterans Monument. It's an Eagle Scout project, and we'll tell you more about it over there. But I hope you'll join us over there as we transition, and we'll celebrate that dedication as well. Thank you again for being here. This is so encouraging as you look around. You should all be encouraged to see this great crowd and the excitement, even on a holiday, of what's happening in downtown Springdale. If you don't transition with us, I wish you a happy 4th. Let's remember all those who made our freedoms possible as we celebrate today with our families. Thank you.
In my street, paid a visit to my office, and Hogan is an Eagle Scout and had a project in mind. Wanted to know how the city could participate or help make that happen, mainly by supplying a place. And Hogan, it was obviously a great plan, and everybody jumped in with both feet. I know that the city was anxious to help with some in-kind work from our public works, and some help with some other areas, plus finding a location for this great memorial. But there were many others, and I'll not name all of them. I know that there's a list, 2 pages long at least, of just residents, businesses, organizations that helped Hogan fund this project. And I've got to mention, I don't know if he's here yet. I just got here, so I hadn't gotten to look around much. But is Fadl Bayari here? I don't see Fadl. Bayari Construction donated a lot of this work, and the construction of this, and y'all join me in helping thank Fadl and his team. As I said, there are so many others I could mention, but I had to mention Fadl Bayari because they just went above and beyond on this. But Hogan, who I'll introduce in a few moments, just did an outstanding job, and it's something we can all be very proud of here in Springdale. And he'll have more to say about his thoughts and about how this came to be. But before we begin or go any further, I'd like to ask that our Springdale Fire Department Color Guard come and present the colors, and then it'll be followed by the national anthem.
Left, right. Left, right, left. On guard, halt. Left, face. Rear post, post colors.
It's my pleasure now to introduce the young man who made all this possible, and I want him to tell more about the project. And please join me in welcoming our Eagle Scout, Hogan Mastery.
First, I'd like to thank all of you for coming. Right. I would also like to thank all the people and organizations who donated to my project. I couldn't have gotten it finished without your help. And I would also like to thank the city for allowing me to build it here in the first place.
Oh, you step closer. Step closer to Mike.
Would my fellow scouts please come forward to read off the names, please?
Clarence E. Bealey, James H. Scroggins, Leonard H. Wentworth, Raymond A. Alstott, Lynn G. Bufford, Morrison R. Davis, Clifford J. McClellan, Lafayette D. Petros, Robert L. Price, B. R. Rogers, Marion R. Yergin, Hubert Youngman, Joe E. Baker, Raphael M. Brown, Ray H. Coughlin, Henry C. Clem, John J. Davis, William H. Elderson, Paul E. Gobble, Max J. Grissom, Van E. Hamilton, Glenn G. John, Elmer Johnson Jr., Henry D. Mitchell, Jack S. Reed, Burrell T. Savage, Paul M. Shepard, Barrett O. Smith, Ernest E. Smith, Burl Stout, Chris W. Berner, Richard E. Cords, Ernest P. King, Hugh Will Kyle, Thomas M. McKen, Eldon A. Maxey Jr., James R. Moneyhan.
Robert L. O'Donnell Jr., Roland A. Pace, John F. Parsley, Victor T. Spivey, James G. Turner, Earl E. Wayseth, Donald P. Williams, Marion L. Collinsworth, Darrell D. Dixon, Dale R. Garrison, Charles H. Mounts, Wayne W. Reed, Kenneth L. Farmer, Kerry H. Seiler, Ronald L. Rovrich, John D. Ingram, Robert J. Sabatini, and Dustin K. McGough.
What you just heard, the names you just heard, represent from World War I forward to present time. 3 individuals listed as killed in action in World War I, 42 from World War II, 6 from Korea, 4 in Vietnam, 1 in Operation Iraqi Freedom, for a total of 56 names. Hogan identified, as you can imagine, there was quite a bit of research that had to go into this project. Hogan identified the fallen soldiers using a combination of available government records, Springdale News Archives, and online research. There was no available list for these men. Hogan had to do that research, and he put in close to 40 hours just spent on research alone. As we celebrate the 4th of July, which is the anniversary of the birth of our great nation, I hope you'll join me in just taking a moment. We'll have a moment of silence to honor not only these who gave everything, but all the others who have given everything for our nation, and those who have fought and come home. Many still live with the scars that they earned in protecting all of us. So please join me in a moment of silence. Now I'd like to invite 2017 Springdale High School graduate, Austin Espejo, to play taps. Color guard, please retire the colors.
Honor guard. Right face. Forward arc. Left. Left, right.
All right, again, thank you for being here today. This has been a wonderful recognition and dedication of this wonderful monument. Please join, Hogan, his family, his troop. So many worked so hard on this. I came out one Saturday and there were Boy Scouts all over the place doing this great landscaping and doing the work, and with their families also. So this has truly been a team effort. But I want to again recognize not only all of them, but Hogan one more time for his vision, for his passion for the project, and seeing us through to the end. Now, there's going to be some things going on, Kelly, for a couple more hours anyway, right? About another hour and a half. Feel free to go to Shiloh Square. There's get you a 4th of July, purchase you a purchase. Notice I said that. Don't just get it, purchase it. Our tax money can only go so far. So a nice 4th of July barbecue lunch from Cousins Barbecue. There's homemade pies there from Pippin Apple Pies, and cold drinks supplied by our American Legion. Thank you, guys. And there's also a place to eat at Shiloh Square, or go down by the newly opened creek, or just find you a spot. Thank you, and have a wonderful 4th of July.